everybody. I am Natasha Lane from the Netherlands, and welcome to an interview with the vocalist of Sojourner, Emilio, who lives now in Sweden. And their new EP, Perennial, is out now via Napalm Records, which we're going to talk about mainly today. So, hi Emilio, welcome. How are you doing? You had a good work trip?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Yeah, everything's good. I mean, now the summer's here, so now we get to, enjoy the outside a bit, and yeah, all's good. Things seem to be getting better, so
Okay, and you had a good work trip?
yeah, all was good. It was a few days in, I think the middle of Denmark or something like that. So yeah, had a few things to do there, but yeah, now we're just home and able to relax and have a normal routine.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So before we're gonna talk about Perennial, I want to talk about the music in general first. Some say your music sounds like movie music, like a movie soundtrack. Do you think that way about it too?
Yeah, on some level we do, of course. We are very inspired by movies. I mean, obviously the usual Lord of the Rings and stuff like that, but also just it could be there's this Japanese anime called Mushishi, which is heavily atmospheric, beautiful stories and music entwined with it. Yeah, Mike's a huge fan of that, for example, and he turned me onto it. And then I like stuff like The Gladiator and yeah, even Titanic, stuff like that. Just anything, that has a good soundtrack always boosts the movie. So yeah, I would say we definitely include a movie soundtrack style music in there for sure.
Okay, and what kind of movie would you think would fit then to your music? And which you would choose one if you can choose one to be?
Oh damn, that's a tough one. um, hmm. Yeah, caught me off guard with that one. But just for, simplicity's sake or, just being able to answer faster, for me it would be Gladiator. I adore that movie and I do think that if you take away like guitar and bass and drums and all that, there are parts of our songs that you could definitely have in like a Gladiator scene, for sure.
Yeah, the real movie soundtrack of Gladiator is also very, very beautiful.
Oh, yeah, Hans Zimmer is a genius. I mean, it's cliche obviously because he's super mainstream and super well known, but I mean the fact is the guy's a genius. So yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
agree with that. And do you think the sound changed after the departure of Cleo?
No, not really, because Mike and I have always been the core of the band since 2014 when we founded it. So it's always kind of been, let's say the way we want to drive it in a way. So not really. Mike knows the Sojourner sound better than anybody. So yeah, the core is still here, and we were able to bring that forth. That was not to get ahead of myself, but that was one reason why we brought out the little mini EP or single, whatever you'd like to call it, just to show, we're still here.
Okay, and how did you find the new female singer Lucia and Tom?
So after Chloe left, we already decided a bit before that we wanted to hold some auditions, and yeah, and then we knew that it's very difficult nowadays to find, uh, like a female vocalist, but also like that, plays guitar and all that. So we had no problem with like splitting the part in two. That's why when we posted like the whole audition process, we were like, if you only play guitar and you only sing, that's fine. Just send us your submissions. And sure enough, I mean, the first thing we got was like 10 or 15 dudes that play guitar that were just like, yeah, dude, I want to try. And it was really awesome to see that so many people were interested in joining, this band of ours. And yeah, so Tom was definitely the easy choice out of all of them. We actually had a couple of guitarists from like that belonged to bands that we kind of like grew up with and were fans of. So that was really exciting. But in the end, knowing Tom for several years, and he actually started his project Duero Delph because he loved like Sojourner so much. It was a big inspiration for him. So we knew that it would just fit very well. And then Lucy, well, we got about like maybe 10 singers or so, maybe a bit more, but nothing was really clicking. Nothing was really making us feel like, oh, it's her. So Ricardo, who has known her for years, he's like, hey, by the way, I got a friend that, she's interested in joining, maybe she could audition. We're like, yeah, sure. Like, let her send her stuff. As soon as she did, I was like, yes, there it is. That feeling finally of like, there's the final piece of the puzzle. It's just her voice is something that amazed me because I knew she would be able to do justice to the old songs in a live setting, but also because she has more range, she's more dynamic, she could do more with her voice. We knew that she could just elevate Sojourner even more.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I really like the singing of them together in the end of Perennial. That is such an epic part. I think you should include that more in the music.
We definitely will because actually, fun fact: at first, Tom wasn't really supposed to be there, and when Mike was fixing the final demo and stuff, he's like, yeah, by the way, here's the final version of the track. And I asked Tom to do a little something in there. So I didn't know. And I was like, when I heard it, I was like, yo, holy shit, dude, that's awesome. So yeah, definitely it'll be in there more.
Yeah, okay, nice. So about the new EP Perennial, who only has 2 songs. So the obvious question, why only 2 songs?
Yeah, I mean, we did kind of know that since we've always been a full length band, we kind of knew that people would be like, oof, only 2 songs. That's, not enough, especially for a band like ours that always gives like a full ride or adventure, so to speak. But the thing is, it was just originally we were discussing with our former product manager to just have a single, because we definitely knew that we didn't want to do your typical boring Facebook post and then you have to wait a year or so to actually hear some music with the new members. So he had the idea of like, do a single and we just quickly release it. And I was like, let's expand it a bit more. Let's maybe do 2 tracks instead. Because of course we were limited on time. We didn't want them to wait too long to be announced and all that. So yeah, in the end we just did the 2 tracks and did like a special edition vinyl because I really don't like digital only releases. I definitely am a physical format person. So I knew that, if you just have one song, it doesn't make sense to release anything physically. So yeah, so that's basically why it turned into that. And then, yeah, like I said, we didn't want them to wait too long. So 2 tracks just seemed the easiest thing to do it quickly, but still have enough time to release something that, of course, we're proud of. We don't want to just put anything out there. It has to be, to our standards.
Right. Yeah, and like you mentioned, the new EP is only available digital and on vinyl. Yeah, maybe it's an idea to release those 2 songs on the next full-length album for people who don't have vinyl.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely will. Perennial will be on the next album, but Relics of the Natural Realm is kind of just for this EP. I don't know, maybe someday it gets released as, something extra like a bonus track or something. But for now, we don't intend to put Relics on the next album just because, yeah, this was more of like a stopgap just to, like signal a new beginning for the band. But Perennial will definitely be on the next album.
Okay, that's nice for people who wants it in their hands, on CDs who don't have vinyl.
Yeah, exactly. We did go a little bit back and forth with the label about a possible CD release, but it just seemed kind of a waste for a format that, isn't purchased as much, especially collectors do prefer vinyl overall. And also environmentally speaking, that would have been a waste of, yeah.
Yeah, I understand that decision. And the music video of Perennial, nice visuals, by the way. Where are all the visuals from? Of all different countries, I think.
I wish I knew, actually. No, the thing is, there was a lack of budget, and even if we had the budget, it was during, of course, a time that you just can't really fly to meet each other and do a proper music video. So in the end, we just decided to get together like, high definition, copyright free, of course, stock footage, just from, from different places that you can just use this footage free from copyright, and just kind of meticulously picked out the ones that we felt fit the music, but also could go with the lyrics and, just show like yeah, nature without human involvements and stuff, and just kind of how pure it can be and in its, natural state without our involvement.
Yeah, I think it really fits the music, the video clip.
Yeah, thank you, because that was definitely our goal. So
Yeah. Then the second song of the new EP, Relics of the Natural Realm. That's a song with a big twist. Starts soft and then suddenly, bam. Tell me about that song.
Yeah, so because we wanted to kind of revisit Empires of Ash and the, let's say, the old Sojourner style, we knew that it would be a good idea. Mainly it was Mike that just kind of came up with the idea to create a direct sequel to Heritage of the Natural Realm, which is our very first song. And again, to signify, like I said before, that stopgap between, Sojourner in the past, but then now for the present and future, just kind of like a combination of all of it. And we knew that we didn't want to have a full metal song because we also wanted to give, a stage for Lucy and Tom to show what they can do. That song is also the very first time we had an only male vocal, like male clean vocal passage. Um, so yeah, it definitely was the idea to have it kind of ballady, folk kind of song, and then definitely at the end, of course, come in with the metal and rip it apart.
All right. And what does the symbol mean in the music videos that you use as a logo? I think it's a rune or something.
It's actually the center part of our logo. Just we take away, Sojourner and the sides, but it's just the little circle in the middle. It doesn't really have a significance to it. It's just we thought it would be a nice symbol to use when we don't want to use the full logo.
Ah, okay. I see. And Chester from Linkin Park is the one who inspired you to sing. Have you got the chance to see him live before he died? And can you tell us some about your love for Linkin Park?
I see you do your research. Awesome. Yeah, I totally adore his voice. Unfortunately, I never got to see them live before he passed. It was always kind of one of those things that it's a very huge band. They're always on the road. You think, yeah, yeah, I'll see them next time. I'll see them next time. And then, yeah, that happened. So it was like, fuck. But, I still get to listen to, his records and stuff, whether it's Linkin Park or Grey Days or, I'm blanking on the other band. Yeah, shit, I don't remember the other band's name, unfortunately. um, Dead by Sunrise, I think. Yeah, so still get to listen to his voice, and he definitely was, yeah, a huge impact on me. I remember just hearing Hybrid Theory and then Meteora for the first time, and I was just like, oh, this is definitely what I want to do. And even though I went evolving as time passed, got into more extreme genres. Of course, I got, let's say, tired of trying to just practice to, new metal singers and all that. So I went to Cannibal Corpse, Dimmu Borgir, Dying Fetus, all kinds of stuff. But he always remained constant in what I would listen to. No matter how extreme I got, I could always go back and listen to In the End or Paper Cut or Figaro 9 and stuff like that. So yeah, yeah, still to this day remains an inspiration and an influence for sure. I actually dedicated the second album, The Shadowed Road, in my thanks list. Dedicated the album to him.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. And you also got the first leg, right, of Hybrid Theory?
The first what? Sorry.
The first leg, the first cover. I saw it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got the EP before they became Linkin Park. Yeah, I got my hands on a copy. It is the second press, but it's still the OG and original and not a bootleg. So I am very proud to own that because I think only, even though the second press only like 1,000 were made, but like three or so hundred went to like pressed and all this kind of stuff. And so yeah, only like 700 people on the planet have that. So
Wow, nice. How did
definitely special to have.
how did you got it?
I was just on Discogs. I mean, I saw that the first press was like going for insane amounts, and I knew that I couldn't get the first one. Not to mention, I did have, like, let's say digitally both of them, and I liked the sound of the second one, the second press, better because it was remastered and stuff. So it definitely, yeah, was more of a full body sound. So I didn't mind getting that one, but even that one was going for crazy amounts. So I just kept my eye on Discogs almost every day. I was even bidding on eBay, but when it got to into the hundreds of euros, I was like, no, no, I'm done. But then, yeah, so some guy finally put it on Discogs for a nice price. Still expensive, but a nice price, and I took it as soon as it came up. I think it was up for maybe 2 minutes, and I got it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's such a collector's item.
Yeah, definitely.
So cool. Yeah. I also have two more personal questions for you in between. I know you have a huge love for Japan. Feels like a second home for you. Did you ever think about emigrating to Japan? And have you ever played shows there already?
I'm gonna give you some props here and some points because nobody's ever asked me this, and it feels really cool to be asked new things. So yeah, kudos to you, and thank you for the questions, of course. Um, yeah, ever since I was a kid, I think I was like 11 or 12 when I first, um, started like knowing about Japan and watching like movies and stuff from there, and of course back in those days, I think the internet wasn't still really huge. Google and all this stuff was just starting to pick up. So I would always, like go to Google Images and just put Tokyo at night or whatever. And I was just mesmerized by it because it just felt like a different world. So finally, when I became an adult and of course had money of my own from working, it was in 2018 in April. I went for the first time, and a lot of people always said, yeah, once you get there, it'll blow over and you'll be like, okay, I'm satisfied. But no, my love only grew even more. If I had to tell you why, there's not really an explanation to it. It's kind of one of those things that you just know and you just understand it because you're cut of the same cloth, so to speak. But if you don't understand it, then there's no way to explain it. Um, it goes anywhere from culturally, the language. Also, I've been to many cities. I'm not a huge fan of like London or like New York or any. Doesn't none of these places really impress me. But when you're there, it's a different planet. Tokyo is far beyond anything else. I mean, New York City has one Times Square, but Tokyo has like five. It's just ridiculous. And yeah, so have I thought about immigrating there? Oh, so many times. So many times. I actually think uh, maybe one day getting to live in Japan would be the only thing that takes me away from Sojourner. Spoiler. No, but yeah, no, but I don't think it's going to happen. It's very difficult to get into the country, and it's like everybody there has like a master's degree. So like you go there and say, yeah, I got a master's. Like, huh, that's cute. What else you got? So it's very difficult to get into the work place there, the job market. And actually, I'm fine with just visiting from time to time. So if it gets to happen one day, I'll do it in a heartbeat. Won't even think about it twice. But I don't think it's gonna happen.
You can still be in Sojourner because you have members from all over the world, even New Zealand. So
Yeah, but the New Zealand thing is just because that's kind of the roots of it, New Zealand and Sweden. But Mike will be in Europe as well, so we kind of have to at least all be on this continent, unless maybe Sojourner one day hopefully gets more successful, that cash flow actually comes in. Then maybe if I was living in Japan, we could make it happen. But it's super expensive to be able to pull that off.
yeah, I understand there. Yeah, I've been there also several times and also really loved it. And people are so polite there.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, exactly. You know what I mean. Then for
Yeah,
me, it was like so cool to like leave a restaurant and they're bowing like, "Oh, thank you for coming" and all that stuff, and they really take pride in anything they do. And then I walked away maybe 10 meters down. I turned around and she was still bowing, and I was like, "Fuck, that's respect, man." Here in Europe, like, yeah, go, peace out. It's like
exactly.
it's different. I don't know. I just really like everything, and it's also a plus that I think the language is also like really beautiful. If you're tuned to it and you really can pick up words and stuff, fantastic language.
Yeah. Do you also watch anime?
Yeah, I'm actually a late bloomer in that sense. Many people when they'd hear about my love for Japan, they're like, "Oh, you're probably one of those anime and manga weebs," but not really. I've never read a manga in my life, and anime I only started watching maybe 2 years ago. So I'm very new in the whole thing, but I have kind of devoured quite a few. Attack on Titan, Mushishi, Demon Slayer, Kakegurui even, which is a weird one for me, but I in the end got into it. Um, Akame ga Kill, of course. Um, Guilty Crown, quite a few others.
Okay, cool. And I know you got some beautiful dogs, two Pomeranian boys. Are they maybe there in the room?
Unfortunately, not. They're staying at my girlfriend's house.
Okay, okay.
So, yeah, but I usually do have them here, which is just shame that today I didn't. Only time I get asked about them and I don't have them here.
Ah, yes. Everyone would love to see them. They're so cute. I've seen
Yeah,
some
thank
pictures,
you.
so yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah, they definitely are. They're a handful, though. I'll tell you that. Holy shit, can they be little demons? So yeah.
Yeah. They don't look like that.
No. They're very calm most of the time, but sometimes, when they want to be annoying, oh, they can be a handful for sure.
And how long you have them?
I think we got them, what was it, 2000? Yeah, 2017, because they just turned 4 a couple weeks ago. So yeah.
Well, still congratulations to that.
Thank you, thank you.
And it gets very well along with the cat also, right?
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. It definitely does. The smaller one, his name is Shadow. He's kind of just like, I call him like the decoration dog. He's just, there. He doesn't, he just likes to go around and chill and, mind his own business. Milo, which is the bigger one, he definitely is more of a rascal, and he loves to like chase after the cat, and the cat does it to him too. They like run around the house hiding from each other, but then kind of tackling and stuff. And yeah, but they do definitely get along for sure, which is weird. Usually a cat steers clear, but they actually play together and stuff.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, you don't hear that much with cats and dogs getting along, right? So
Yeah, usually it's just either they avoid each other or they're actually very cuddly, but it's in a calm manner. You usually don't hear about, the two playing together for an hour or so on end. So, yeah, it's very, very cool to see sometimes.
yes, that's very nice. Okay, back to the music. And now that you signed to Napalm Events, congratulations to that, by the way.
Thank
I
you.
think tour a lot when the measures are gone. Any plans already yet or offers that you can already tell us?
Um, well, we would definitely love to, of course, play as much as possible. That was one of the reasons to move to a bigger agency, was to, yeah, take advantage of those contacts and be able to have more opportunities for the band. Up until now, it's been smaller agencies, and while they've done a great job for us, you always got to take that next step up the ladder. So we do hope, starting in 2022, to be more present. We have 4 shows booked right now. Well, they're postponed from 2020 though, so they're not particularly new. But we are working actively to look for something. The thing is, right now, festivals for 2022, it's very hard for bands that weren't already booked before to get on them, because right now there's a queue of like, well, actually, yeah, even 3 years, because 2020 got postponed, so it's 2019 bands that keep, getting in the queue and stuff. So it's very, very tough. I don't honestly think you'll see us at too many festivals in 2022, but we do hope to maybe put together a tour. Unfortunately, nothing I can mention right now because it's all kind of just idea stage
Okay.
kind of thing. But yeah, we do hope so. Although we do have already talks for a 2023 European tour, but yeah, can't say much more than that for now.
Okay, great, great. And you have and had members coming from all over the world, even New Zealand. So probably you share most things online. But how do you do that with the rehearsals and when meeting for the tour and so on?
So rehearsals are actually something that are very rare for us. We have rehearsed maybe total as a band like 4 or 5 times maybe, and that's just in moments where, yeah, we get together. If we have the opportunity before a festival or a tour to just really quick book a rehearsal spot and have, a few hours in there, we have done that. But most of the time we actually just get together, maybe do like a cheap rehearsal, like acoustically in the hotel room or something like that, and then just go on tour. But it's worked for us. I don't know, it's like, I feel very lucky to be in a band that, with musicians that I consider to be great, because everybody at home really studies their material, what they need to do. Of course, the drummer has the click track, so he knows to stay in time and all that. And then of course we follow him. So I don't know. I think it's not as hard as people would think. You have your odd mistakes here and there, but you just laugh it off and keep going. There's no reason to dwell on some fuck up, whether big or small. Um, and yeah, you just keep going. I mean, in Essen on our tour with Draconian and Harakiri, our the USB cable kind of just popped out of Ricardo's laptop, and we had no backing tracks or click. And then we finished like half a song without backing tracks, and then finally when he was able to reboot it, it was still connected to the PA, so everybody heard like the Windows sound on the PA and stuff. And it was just a good laugh. The whole crowd laughed, and we laughed together, and it was a good time. So mistakes can actually be a cool thing because it just allows your show to be maybe a bit more unique or memorable.
Yeah, I'm more spontaneous.
Yeah, exactly. I was ready to get off stage, but Ricardo's like, no, no, I can fix this. And suddenly he did, and then we all laughed so hard about it. So yeah, it turned out to be an awesome show.
Ah, that's great. And you made for the previous album a mood board with pictures of the nature and so on. Did you make a mood board for this new EP also as an inspiration for the EP?
No, I think the music video definitely took care of that.
Okay.
So we actually didn't have the mood boards in mind for this one. Could have been cool to do, but yeah, we think the music video just pretty much took care of that part for sure.
Okay, my last question. The last thing we didn't talk about yet, the cover artwork. So the cover is a mix of the early CD covers. It looks to me like a movie of Lord of the Rings or something. That's vibe. Can you tell us about the cover and how it reflects on the music?
Yeah, so the cover, we had very clear that because the music was also kind of doing that past meets present, looking forward to the future, we already knew that, yeah, with the cover, let's go back to the roots, And we contacted Jordan Grimmer, which was the guy that did Empires of Ash, because we knew, obviously, he did that artwork. He'll know exactly where to take this one. So we told him the idea, the concept and stuff, and he's like, cool. And then, I think it was 3-4 days later, he already had the first draft. The castle ruins, more dilapidated, moss and flora and stuff growing on it. And then he put the two, let's say, protagonists from the Premonitions cover there. Furthermore signifying, we got our castle from the first album, then you got the two from the latest album, the two people. So that was definitely a strong moment of past meets present. And yeah, we think he knocked it out of the park, of course. So we're super happy with the cover. But I don't think we'll do it again. I don't know. It's 3 castles already. I think we've hit our peak.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's very beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. No, I actually like the Perennial cover much more than Empires. Empires is very orangey, reddish, kind of yellowy, but this one just really made everything of the whole nature scene really pop. The greens are very green and etc. I think it turns out really, really, really well.
Yes, well, I want to thank you very much for this interview, Emilio. And yeah, before we go, can we take a picture for the thumbnail of the video together?
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you for having me, of course. And again, thank you for some awesome, awesome questions in the middle there that I was not expecting, but they were a welcome surprise. So
thank you so much for the compliment.
no worries.
Okay, let's strike a pose together then.
Okay, so how does this, oh yeah, okay, just, yeah.
All right, thank you so much. And yeah, guys who are watching, check out their new EP called Perennial, which is out now via Napalm Records. Check it out.
Yeah, do so, because I don't want to hear complaints when the vinyl sells out, so go ahead.
Yes. All right, well, thank you so much, Emilio, and have a good night.
Yeah, thank you, and same to you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.